to Pour Painting with Ron. In today's video we're going to be doing another bloom painting, this time using some metallic colours. We'll see how that works. Now, bloom paintings are quite a little bit different to the standard pour paintings. The recipe and the process are quite different. Now, in my last bloom painting video, I went through the entire process in great detail. And I'll put a link back to that one at the end of this video in case you missed it and you'd like to see the entire process, especially the recipe. But I'll just go through the basics again now. Now, there are three parts to your bloom painting. You need a base coat called the pillow, and then you have the colours on the top, and then you have the cell activator on the very top. Now, the pillow has to be your thickest layer, and you just use a plain old house paint for that. And the brand that I use is British Paints, and it's an interior low sheen wall paint, acrylic and washable with water. Yeah, so just a low sheen interior wall paint. You don't need to add anything at all to it, and as you'll see, you use quite a lot, because the idea of the pillow is to enable your colours on the top to spread out. If your pillow isn't thick enough, then you won't be able to spread your colours out over the top. So we've got a pillow, and then the colours, you need to use a highly pigmented paint. Now, last time I used Jo Sonja's paint because they're nicely pigmented, but I did find some Chroma Molten Metallics on hand. Now, I found them a little bit thin to use for most pours, like flip cup pours, that sort of thing. But I thought, I'll give them a go in a bloom pour and see what happens. So I mixed those with a pouring medium that today I've mixed up using another house paint, another interior paint. This is low sheen wall interior paint, but you're wanting to get the untinted one. So it says on my can here somewhere, it does say untinted somewhere. Believe me, it does. I should have looked before. But if you get you can get different kinds of untinted paint. And I've got the extra bright. Oh yeah, there it says 2 litres untinted, extra bright, to make sure that the colours remain true. I did make the mistake once of getting a mid, and it made all my colours go pastel-y looking. And I haven't tried the deep base yet, but I found the extra bright works well. So untinted, extra bright, and I've mixed that with Jo Sonja's gloss varnish. Now, it's a polyurethane, and I'm quite sure any polyurethane will work. Just make sure you get one that's non-yellowing, doesn't go yellow over time. Jo Sonja's is meant for canvases and artwork and stuff, but you can use something like polyacrylic if you have access to that. So a polyurethane. And I mix that 3 parts of the paint to 2 parts of the polyurethane varnish. And then I mix that with my colours, 1 part colour to 2 parts of the pouring medium. All right, so today's colours are going to be copper, and then I've got Dorado gold, and I've got Xanadu gold, and some silver. So we'll see how that works today. All right, so that's my colour layer, and then the cell activator on the top that creates the really interesting lacing effects. I've used Amsterdam titanium white. Now, some whites work better than others. I've found the Amsterdam one works really well. So Amsterdam titanium white, and I've mixed that 1 part paint to 3 parts Floetrol to give a really thin mix. Right, so The thickest mix is your base layer, the pillow, then a bit thinner is your paint layer, and then the thinnest of all is your cell activator over the top. Alright, now that's that done. Today I'm going to use a 40 by 40 centimetre square canvas like I did last time. And like usual, I've prepared the bag using some painter's tape to keep it tidy and some large push pins to keep it off the surface of my table. Alright, so let's get started. Right, so we're back. I've got all my paints mixed up already and I've put them in these little squeeze bottles just to make it easier putting it on top of my pillow paint. So the consistency, as I said before, is a bit like thick honey. It sort of dribbles off the end of the stirring stick. Alright, now my first step is to put on the pillow. Don't be shocked at how much paint I'm going to use. You do need a lot, even though you spin a lot of it off afterwards. You just need enough that will carry your paint over to the edges. Alright, here we go. You can see quite a lot. I may even put some more on. Let's see how we go. Now I'll just spread it out. I'll get these out of the way and cover my sides. Don't need it thick at the edges. I need to keep most of the thickness in the center of my painting. It's amazing how quick these paintings dry. Wall paint tends to dry fast, and because we're not using any Floetrol in the paint, it will dry reasonably quickly. The slower you can get it to dry though, the better. The less chance you have of your paint cracking. And you might be able to hear the rain outside. Good day for painting today. Can't go out into the garden. I'll just cover the sides in case the paint doesn't dribble down. The corners. Good coating on everything. Let's go around and do the other side. I will pour some more paint on in the centre in a bit to make sure I've got enough pillow happening. Messy. I've got lots of paint there. I'll put some, perhaps, around here. I want a decent amount so I can spin it out. There are some air bubbles, so I'll give it a torch. spider landed in it, so I'll find my tweezers. Don't know where the spider came from. Maybe in my hair. Okay. Alright. Now, for the paint. Now, you can put the paint in the middle any which way you like. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to drizzle it on and see what happens. I think I'll start with the copper first. Okay. I might put some silver next. You can see it's like thick honey, just dribbles on. Oh, there's a gloopy bit in there. Don't know where that gloopy bit came from. And then I'll put this gold. And I'll finish off with the lighter gold. I'm putting quite a lot on. I do want to have enough to go all the way to the edges when I spin it out. Right. Now there's lots of things you could use to put your cell activator onto the canvas, but I like putting because it sinks really easily, I like putting it on one of my wall scrapers first and then dipping a tool into it and swiping across the paint with that. You'll see what I mean in a second. So I'm going to use this one. You could use a bit of plastic or card, doesn't really matter. Nice bit of cell activator on. Make sure the tool is covered well. And then we swipe over the paint. Like so. Still got plenty on there. You don't want to press so hard that you press it into your pillow. Just want to spread it over the paint. Like so. See the lacing beginning to happen. Takes a bit of time. Wasn't very good. Let's see what happens. Like so. I do want a bit more happening this way, I think. How are we going? I might do a little this way. Oh. Okay. Now, I'll leave that sitting for a couple of minutes to let the lacing and cell action happen, and then I'll put it on my spinner and we'll spin it out. So I'll just pause the video now while I set all of that up, and then by the time it's set up, this should be ready to spin out. But we'll see you soon. Righto, here we are again. This is my doggy swimming pool that I picked up for $12 at Kmart, and I've just lined it with puppy piddle pads to catch the paint that flecks off so I don't wreck my pool. Then I've got my cake spinner in the middle, and I've put some double-sided tape on the top to hold the painting in place when I spin it around. The last thing I want is my painting flinging off as well. Right, so I'll just get my painting and then we'll do some spinning. Here we go. You may have noticed my lovely footwear. It's my painting footwear. I don't want to get paint on good shoes. So we want it in the middle. Bit of a guess. About there, we think. Right. Now we'll spin and see what happens. Oh, that was a horrible one. We'll just stop it. Not sure if we're right in the middle. Okay. That's a bit better. If you don't have enough pillow paint, your paint doesn't move across the surface. Oh, and I just dribbled white in the middle. I hope that's not going to wreck things. What do I do about that drip? Okay, see what happens. Alright, let's spin again. A bit slow. It's looking interesting. We're almost to the edges. Better. You can keep spinning until you're happy with how your painting is looking. Okay, it's looking cool. Now don't particularly like that, so we'll see if we can spin a bit more. Oh, it's looking good. I'll spin some more. Okay. How are we looking? Oh, it's looking pretty nice. I'll do one more maybe. Maybe one more. I don't want to overdo it and then ruin it. Okay, how's it looking? Yeah, you can see where I put that gold bit, there's not much I can do about it, although a gold spot is better than a white spot there. Oh, that's looking nice. Awesome. Now when it dries it'll go really sparkly because it's all metallic paints, so that'll be really awesome. Okay, I'll put it back on the table and then we'll finish things up. Okay, so here's the finished painting. Let's bring you in for a closer look. You can see it's really quite pretty. The metallic colours, they'll really shine once the painting is dry. So we've got some lovely lacing effects happening. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? You never know really quite what you're going to get when you do one of these pours, but I think the result of this one is really lovely, and I think I'll do some more experimenting with those metallic colours. And maybe instead of drizzling, I might puddle them in various ways on the canvas, just to see if I can get some different effects happening. Now I'll put this to one side to dry, and then I'll get ready for another painting, because it's good weather for painting today. Now, as usual, if you like today's video, please press the like button. It helps my videos to be found on YouTube. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, please take a moment to subscribe. So, happy painting, and we'll see you next time.